Welcome one and all, Nyanko here, and today I'm going to be talking about a show that I absolutely adore called The Fiery Priest. So, as you can probably guess, it's about a priest with anger issues. Now, this is a Korean drama that I found on Netflix not that long ago. I say not that long ago, I've watched it like 3 times now. I'm probably going to butcher people's names. I do apologise, I'm not great with the pronunciation, so if I pronounce anything wrong at all, please scold me down below in the comment section, but, you know, tell me how to say them properly, because I like to learn, I like languages, so help me pronounce Korean better, please, 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 please. It's on my list of languages to learn once I have more of a mastery over Japanese. Okay, so basically, Fiery Priest is about... Okay, so basically, Fiery Priest is about a guy called Kim Hae-il, or Michael Kim is his Catholic name that he chooses when he enters the Roman Catholic Church, who has serious anger issues, and he goes after this mock fake shaman in the town where he's a priest, and he gets into big trouble for it. It's kind of funny. So he goes after him, he finds him, and he's like, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, I was only doing it because I owe money to this guy. So he goes to this particular guy's hideout, that's the word I'm looking for. And he beats the stuffing out of his underlings, and then he beats the stuffing, well, mental stuffing out of the big guy, and then he like punches him as well. And then they're going to press charges, so they spirit him away back to the church with the main priest who brought Hae-il into the Catholic Church in the first place. And what's his name? Oh, he's really cool. What's his name? Pull it up. What is his name? He's only in it for a few episodes this time. Yeah. Okay, so his name is Lee Young-jun. Anyway, this guy, who is a very kind, friendly priest who never seems to get angry and is always looking out for main priests' like well-being and everything like that. Okay, I'm going to probably stop trying to pronounce people's names now because I don't want to butcher them, and I'm just going to call them like kind of by their role in the show. So yeah, anyway, the Fiery Priest dude comes into it and is seeing that his mentor priest, father priest, is getting into trouble with this gang harassing him with this main dude here who's like trying to force him out. And then but he is an underling for this guy who we will call Minor Bad Guy. And Minor Bad Guy is trying to get hold of the orphanage that the church runs, and he's kind of sending his guys to harass him, like the main priest, and then the other priest who's in the congregation and the nun who like help run this particular order get involved as well, and they're like being like they're getting harassed as well, and the father's just constantly like, no, stop, it's fine, just no. But he won't sell, and he won't give up the right to the orphanage to Minor Bad Guy. And then you find out that Minor Bad Guy is working with bad prosecutor, bad council lady, and bad chief of police. And they're all kind of like in a syndicate, and they run this particular town, and they're making a lot of money off of like profiteering and like illegal stuff in the background. And then one night, father goes out and apparently commits suicide. Now, if you know anything about the Catholic faith, you'll know that suicide is a grave sin, and for a priest to commit suicide is a big thing. So Fiery Priest dude, nun lady, and priest in training are all like, he'd never do this, he'd never commit suicide. But because they put a bumbling policeman on the case, Mr. Bumbling Policeman. I like him, he's really cool. And they're just like, oh, this is easy, it's suicide, like, write it off. And, you know, then you've got the other guys going, no, he would never commit suicide, this is wrong. And then you enter in minor bad guy prosecutor lady. But she's not really a bad guy, she's kind of like, she's got a backstory where she's afraid to be poor again because she grew up poor and doesn't want to go back that way, so she worked really hard to become a prosecutor, and then she's kind of the underling for bad prosecutor guy, who is like, I'm really sorry to hear this, I know he was your priest, and you went to his church, but, you know, suicide, and even she's a bit like, no, I don't think it was suicide, and she starts questioning things more, and she comes into, and she plays a big role in it as well. So Fiery Priest dude is constantly like getting into the police's faces like, this was a murder, blah blah blah, and it's really action packed actually, and Fiery Priest dude is always fighting, and he's really good at it. And then minor bad guy, he's a boxer as well, and they actually get into a fight, and it's really good. Actually, there's so many really good fights in it. But as the story goes along, you realise that there's more at play than just... So, the Fiery Priest dude realises there's more at play than just the death of the priest. And he ends up getting bumbling police officer dude to help him. And he also ends up getting Kick-Ass Rookie. This lady here, she's so good. Kick-Ass Rookie to join him as well. And he becomes friends with them, and they all start investigating, and they start finding out that there's more going on, and there's the priest guy was actually investigating a series of like contaminated food reports because a kid in the orphanage got really, really sick from contaminated food that was which was given to the orphanage by bad council lady. And when they find that out, they start looking into them more, and you know, as you go through, everything starts getting unravelled, and then you find out more about the Fiery Priest dude's background, and someone from his past comes into it as actually the main bad guy, who kind of derails Fiery Priest for a while, and then it's only through all of his friends, who are put here, who end up bringing him back from the brink of, you know, going full dark side. Now, two of my favourite characters, who is Johan and Sonsak, these are the only two characters' names who I can actually pronounce properly, are absolutely amazing. So Johan is like really smart, but he's working part-time while he's going through school, and he's got really good hearing, but when he's hungry he can't hear as well, so he's always eating, and that plays into it. And then you've got Sonsak, who is on the run from is it Thailand or Taiwan? Put where he's on the run from in editing, and he's like a pacifist, and he's constantly being bullied by minor bad guys underling, and they kind of, you know, there's a load of complex things going on in the background. But yeah, Sonsak is really good, and he turns out to be this amazing Muay Thai fighter. And he only actually starts fighting again to protect his friend, and that scene is so sweet. I love them so much. And he's just like, you can fight, and he's like, I never said I couldn't. I just don't like to fight. And bless him. So yeah, he's in Korea working to send money back to his daughter because he can't currently work in his homeland because he's on the run, because he used to be like a king's guard or something, and then he took the blame for something that wasn't his fault, so had to run. So yeah, he's amazing, and all of the relationships and the friendships are so cool. So like in the beginning, they all start out as like adversaries, like fighting against each other. So you've got Fiery Priest, who's butting heads with prosecutor lady, and he's butting heads against like bumbling detective dude. The only one who's on his side is Badass Rookie. And she's like, this doesn't, you know, and she wants to fight the corruption, and she's like, this doesn't make sense, why would the priest commit suicide? And she's questioning more, and then all of her higher-ups are like, just don't question it, you know, just do as you're told by the higher-ups, because, you know, you need to keep your job, because in Korea there's no benefit system. So if you lose your job and you have no money, you're out on the streets basically. So yeah, they're always telling her to keep her head down and just do as she's told. And then that's where bad police chief comes in. He's like trying to make sure that none of their illegal exploits come to light, and he like quashes any of the investigations into the illegal activity. And again, with the head prosecutor dude, he will find scapegoats if anything does get pushed through, and he'll put it on a scapegoat, or he'll throw it out because it's not a case, it's not a case, blah blah blah. And then you have council lady who's doing all the council-y things and putting through what they want put through in like legislation and in office. And then she's kind of like stepsisters to minor bad guy, who owns like a big trading company business, who does a lot of like the shady background deals and is constantly, bullying people into like signing the sales deals and stuff like that. So yeah, it's all connected and interconnected, and it weaves around really well. And oh my god, it's so well acted and it's so heartfelt, and it was the first show for a long time that had made me cry outside of anime. So normally I'd only cry at animes and then like Western TV and stuff. It was just like, yeah, I can see where this is going. I'm not really getting invested. But no, I got into, this was the drama that got me into Korean dramas. And I haven't looked back. I have seen so many Korean dramas now, and they're so amazing. And it all comes back to Fiery Priest. So yeah, it's on Netflix. That's how I saw it originally anyway. It came, a friend of mine recommended it and was like, oh, this is cool, you might like this. So I was like, grand, yeah, I'll give it a go. Because subtitles don't put me off things. I actually don't like the dubbed Korean dramas now. So like I watched Squid Games as well, subbed, just because I have a thing where if like you're watching a show and then the mouth movements aren't actually matching what's coming out of the mouth, it just kind of throws me off. So I never used to watch like English shows dubbed in Spanish when I was living in Spain. I'd always just watch the Spanish shows because it was easier for me to learn the language that way, because I wasn't trying to read lips. So yeah, I always watch it in Korean with subtitles. Or like, I like dubbed anime because again, there's not the problem with the mouth flaps, but I also watch it in sub. I watch Spanish shows, I watch French shows with subtitles. I've actually watched a couple of Portuguese shows, which were really good as well. So yeah, like subtitles don't throw me off. Now the episodes are about an hour and a bit long, so they are quite long. Whereas in, I think, Korea, they're split into 2 half-an-hour shows and they're put on like one night, and then the next night the following part comes on. Whereas on Netflix, they're all put in like the original format, so it's an hour long each episode or just over. Which doesn't bother me. It's actually really nice. You kind of get so much content and then you come out of it going, oh, I need more. So yeah, it's a great show. There's lots of complexities in the background, but it's not too hard to follow. So it's got that balance right of lots of content, juicy bits and bobs getting dropped here and there, and then you slowly start to see the full picture. It's got great action scenes. Pretty much everybody does their own stunts as far as I'm aware. And then some of the characters that you start hating at the beginning, you actually start to feel really bad for by the end. So great character arcs. You've got mystery, you've got intrigue, there's a little bit of romance sprinkled in there. There's bromance, there's comedy, it's just got everything. So like it can get really, really dark and really, really heavy, and then it'll go back to being quite funny. And they've got a really good balance so that it's not too dark and depressing, or when it's handling the dark and depressing bits, there's also fun bits to balance it out. And everybody has a backstory, which I really, really like, even some of the minor characters. So there's the nun lady who is part of the church that Fiery Priest dude comes into. She's got a sordid history that comes out, that she ran away from, and that's why she joined the church. You find out why Father Hale joined the church, the Fiery Priest dude, why he joined. You find out more about, the priests that passed away as well, like head father priest. And it's just so good. Like, And then there's characters that you think, I'm not going to care about these guys, you know, meh. And then you come to adore them so much that if you even smell a hint of something bad is going to happen to these guys, you just burst into tears and you're like, no, my babies, I must protect you. So yeah, overall, I would actually have to rate, like, Fiery Priest a 10 out of 10 for enjoyment and storyline, and just more people need to watch it. So yeah, Korean dramas are my new current addiction. Anime's been an addiction of mine since I was tiny, and now I've added K-dramas to the mix. Expect a few more K-drama videos to be dropping in the near future. But if you guys have seen The Fiery Priest, comment down below, tell me who your favourite character was, what your favourite scene was, what you didn't like about it, what you did like about it, you know, tell me all. My favourite character, Fiery Priest dude, he's so hot. Like, look at his amazing face, and oh, he's such a cool character and I love him so much. I've actually gone and binged a load of the actors' other shows because I really like him. As an actor, he's amazing, just hands down. Give this man an Oscar, people. But, you know, I probably won't ever get an Oscar, but sadness. So yeah, tell me all. And remember, kittens, take care of yourselves. All my diamonds. All my love. Remember, eat something, drink something, and don't forget your medication if you're on any. All my love, my dears. See you in the next one. Au revoir.